Crazy Hawaiian, looking good. How you doing, my man?
All good, brother. All good. Living life.
Awesome, dude. You know what? The more that I keep speaking to a number of slap fighters, your name keeps coming up. And I'll be honest with you, man. I've recently come across you, and I'm absolutely blown away by everything that you've done in the sport. And many people have stated that you are the greatest slap fighter of all time. So I apologize, man, for not getting on to you sooner. But let's bring it way back, bro. And how did you get into slap fighting in the first place?
Um, I mean, big props to JT and crew at Slap Fight. Um, you know, there really can only be one, and these guys been sticking it out. They've been doing it from the beginning. They gave me my start. It was a rough start, and I just made a name for myself. And yeah, big shout out to guys at Slap Fight. And so you guys know nobody took that belt away from me, so it's
Still there. Amazing,
still
man.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. Like what drew you to the sport in the first place?
I just didn't never made it in football, boxing, wrestling. I just never made it, and
Hmm.
the time was ticking. Um, I saw this opportunity, and it was 40 minutes away from where I live now, and I just took a leap of faith, and that was the Crazy Hawaiian versus Hillbilly Hippie. We went 21 rounds. It was a banger. Got like 3 or 4 million views within the first few months. And that's what solidified, oh, this guy is a something or somebody in the sport. So
Yeah. I mean, Missouri, the birthplace of slap fighting. I think a lot of people don't actually know that. They attribute it to Russia, Poland, kind of Eastern European, but it started obviously in America and started in Missouri where you grew up. Um, there seems to be, I'm going to say, I think you have paved the way for other Hawaiians to follow,
yeah,
because there seems to be, a big Hawaiian, contingent getting into this sport. And I
yeah.
think, I'm sure you're a modest guy, but I'll say it anyways, that I think you are the true influence of why a lot of these other guys actually got into it and they bonded because they seen somebody just like you getting into the sport. So you spent some time with Slap Fight Championship, as you said. You built a name up for yourself, doing some pretty wicked KOs and stuff like that. Like talk a little bit about, I know you mentioned JT. Like, how do you feel that entire experience there, going through that organization, being part of the rank, and actually getting the title? Like, how was that brotherhood, and like, how did that set you up for things to follow in your career?
It just gave me like that head start before it just started blowing up.
Mm-hmm.
It was still considered a spectacle, and it was held in bars and everything. And now they got disclosed locations. We got guys like Dana White opening up Power Slap, the opportunity of a lifetime for guys like me, where it's a dad bod sport. You didn't make it in other sports. You come down to slap fight, see if you can take a slap. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's a family thing with my family because my brother is a Hawaii champion. No one knows that. My younger
Mm-hmm.
brother, and
Yeah.
my younger brother in that lives in Vegas is gonna be competing in the March 11th tournament. So
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, a lot of people thought it was you. They seen the same last name, and I know I
yeah,
reached out to you, and I was like, "Oh, is this you coming in on the card?" But real great to see that your younger brother's coming in for that. Does he have any experience in any of the organizations that you promoted, or is he coming in fresh first time?
yeah. Well, I helped promote a promotion called Slap Chin Check Slapdown,
Yeah.
and we did a few promotions in California. And my brother competed in one. He went up against the big cracker, and that was a banger. It was fun. It was more fun than professional. So let's
Yeah.
just put it that way.
Very cool. I mean, you seem to have a very entrepreneurial mindset to yourself. Obviously, I see you see some different opportunities. It seems that so your time has kind of gone from Slap Fight Championship, and then I seen that you got involved with the with Logan Paul and Arnold, and
Yeah.
competed over with those guys. Was that a one and done, or did you have multiple matches with them?
So I'm currently and I can confidently say that I was the first ever pay-per-view slap fight, first ever signed slap fighter in America. Um, and I was out to prove a point.
Yeah.
Somebody once told me that, oh, there's no money in slap fight. There's never gonna be money in slap fight. I'll prove you wrong.
Hmm.
So I got signed by FanMio, a streaming company that works closely with the Logan brothers, um, the Paul brothers, and my contract with them ends in September. And power slap, here I come.
Wow. Wow. So you're publicly announcing that.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
Yeah.
my comeback will be victorious. I'll knock out anybody they put in front of me. My
Yeah.
technique is just beyond bounds, like what it was when I first started.
Amazing. I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, we'll talk about Power Slap later. I really want to get into you, man, because I think that, like I said, I'm a business person, and I think it's a really cool story how you related, this sport as kind of being a dad bod sport. You said you didn't make it in, in football, boxing, etc. And kind of as you age, obviously, I mean, grown adults don't play football unless it's professional. There's no
Yeah.
rec or beer league football, contact football out there. Like, was it something that to fuel your competitive fire that you like, were you missing that part of your life,
I,
growing up in that type of ground that you needed something else to be competitive and have that, dog and have that bite in you come out?
yeah, I needed that. It was like, man, do I still got it? And then slap fight kind of like reignited that in me. Like
Yeah.
I still got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 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 Awesome, man. And then getting into chin check. Was that in part with the current contract that you had to actually start to put on these events, promote it, recruit other athletes into it, and help grow the sport?
In any way I can grow the sport, I'll help
Yeah,
anybody's promotion by helping them find people, helping
yeah,
them with the rules. I gave a bunch of promotions a set of rules that started with slap fight championship. And
hmm,
they had a good system going, so I didn't want to pretty much break or try to fix something that's not broken.
yeah. Very cool. I see you very heavily, involved in the cannabis space as well. How did all that come about, and is that a true passion of yours?
I mean, I grew up in Hawaii,
Yeah,
born and raised, and it's a big thing in Hawaii, and it was always frowned upon. You don't want to let nobody know you smoke, so you trying to hide. And I'm a full blown advocate for it now. Like it cures so much other than physical, mental. Um,
hmm,
so I'm all for it above all.
uh, yeah. Well, I mean, it's legalized now, and I think many, if not all, states in the United States. I'm from Canada, so I'm not fully sure on the regulation there, but great to see it move on. And even like in the UFC and in the NFL, they're allowed to smoke marijuana now as well. So
Nice,
it's being picked up and adopted across the board. I think it just it's a telltale sign both of your entrepreneurial spirit, getting out there, growing the sport of slap fighting, and then following your passion, obviously in the cannabis space and being involved in that, says a lot for you and your business mindset
absolutely.
that you actually have. So I think that's super cool. I love seeing all the branding that you guys do. I think your branding is on point. I love when you do these events. You've got the shirts, you got the hoodies, you've got the hats. Really well tapped into all of that across the board. Seeing now Dana White, UFC getting involved in Power Slap and seeing it going into more mainstream, getting on TBS and stuff like that. And I'm sure you're hearing some of the bad press that's going around. Do you think slap fighting should remain a niche sport, or are you happy to see it going to the mainstream?
It's going to the mainstream, whether they like it or not. The haters will say otherwise, but
Yeah,
it's slowly making its way to a legitimized sport, and I'm all for it. Anything that helps the sport become legalized, more safety for all the fighters, and not just the backyard promotions popping up and people
yeah,
putting their head out on the line. So
yeah. I mean, if you didn't find slap fighting, what would you be doing right now with your life?
construction,
Construction?
construction for real.
Yeah.
Um,
I Amazing. Got to ask you though, how does a Hawaiian kid end up in Missouri?
Long story short, I was fighting the urge to leave the islands because of the economy. So I met my wife and my fiance in Vegas, and they were already planning on moving over here. So I said, you know what, let's just do it,
Yeah.
see the world.
Cool. What was your impetus to get off the island? I know you said the economy. Like, what year was that?
Like 2016, 17. It was
Okay,
so
so
bad.
yeah.
Just prices was outrageous, and you couldn't buy a house, you couldn't afford to live there anymore. So
Hmm. Did like at that point, did you know what you were gonna do, or are you just gonna chase a dream and figure it out once you
chase
get
the
off the
dream,
island? Yeah.
chase the American dream. That picket fence around your house and just having a house,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
call my own. So um, I love it here, to be honest. There's no beaches around. I can't walk down the street to the beach or
Yeah.
nothing like that. But people are nice, and it's a blessing to be here and just be where I'm at today.
Oh, that's awesome, man. So was Vegas the first place you went to when you got off the island?
Yeah, absolutely. I went to Vegas, and man, you can't. Island Boys in Vegas is just a bad idea. But I survived for a little bit.
Yeah. What were you doing for work when you first got there?
Um, Same thing I was doing in Hawaii, which was construction, asphalt, um, the union,
Hmm.
security, bouncing, whatever I could get into. Really, there's a lot of opportunities, way more opportunities, in Vegas than there is in the island. So
Yeah. I love the hustler mindset, man, and I know you have that within you. When you're working that construction job, you know, I'm sure in your mind you're thinking that I'm going to be somewhere else. I'm going to make it for myself. I'm going to be a superstar. Whatever it is that you believe in your mind. To help you get through those hard days. Like, did you always know that you were destined to be, a content creator, someone in the limelight, or is it something that you just stumbled upon?
honestly, it was just something that happened kind of overnight, to be honest. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Through YouTube, everyone started recognizing me, and the people that knew me before were just hitting me up like, "Hey, is this you? Is this you?" Like, yeah, it's me. And Yeah, it just kind of happened. I didn't really think about like, oh, I'm gonna be famous for this or nothing like that. Um, I did think that as soon as I saw slap fighting, the Russians doing it, I did think in my head like, oh man, I've been getting slapped my whole life. Hey, I'm ready. Like I'm built for this. So
Amazing, man. Very,
yeah.
very cool. In a perfect world, where do you kind of see the sport progressing from here?
Uh, in every UFC fight, every UFC event, maybe they'll do a whole undercard thing. Um, but that's to be announced, I guess. I don't know what
Yeah.
they're planning on that, but I know if Dana White's got anything to do with it, it's gonna blow up. So
Yeah. Cool.
uh,
Has Dana reached out to you?
absolutely, he reached out to me. Of course,
Yeah.
he did. It was way before the show has had even started. There was a whole little thing. I turned down the contract, so that put me in the hot seat. So um, just to see what they're doing with it now. Like, I hope
Hmm.
there's more money in it when I get a contract. So,
Yeah. 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 So, I mean, talk about turning down the contract. Did you think it was going to blow up the way that it did? Like, are you kicking yourself, regretting it whatsoever?
nah, like, I live my life with no regrets. I'm happy, that it turned out the way it did, and it's going the way it's going. Because if it wasn't gonna be this way, then really everybody in the sport would have fallen off already. So,
Yeah.
um, shit, shout out to everybody that even believed in the sport.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Awesome. So I know you've been a massive influence for a lot of the guys coming up on Power Slap One. Like we have Russell, Isha, your brother. There's probably more on the card that I don't even know about. But how much does it mean for you to be a mentor to those guys and help bring along the crew with you into the limelight and stardom?
It feels great. I like to see these guys like shine, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I let them know the more you shine, the more shadows you cast. So don't worry about the haters. Haters are gonna be there. They fuel me, you know, to be a better person to all the slap fighters and just set up the sport how it's supposed to be. Just perfect.
Yeah. Awesome, man. I mean, let's talk about you a little bit. I mean, obviously, with your brother, they've introduced a super heavy category. First fight in slap fight championship. Sorry, yeah, I don't. Sorry, power slap history that there will be a super heavy division. I'm assuming you're going to be part of that division. Once you're able to get out of your current contract and try to negotiate something. Going into that, like, are you still training? I mean, I haven't seen the last time that you fought, but are you still practicing training
I'm
routine? How's all that going?
I'm always ready. I'm ready at any moment of any time.
Yeah,
Just uh, just tell me when and where. That's all I need to know.
yeah.
Um, it's
What is it?
it's it's a lifestyle for me now. You know,
Very cool.
it really is a lifestyle for me.
Yeah. What does your training routine look like?
I'm primarily work on boxing. Um, little something, a nice clean hook. You know, so you got to really work on without moving
Mm-hmm.
your feet, which is in boxing. You know, you always you're taught to move your feet.
Yeah.
So just in this sport, you know, moving your feet is kind of a penalty. So you don't want to
Mm-hmm.
do that. So flat-footed boxing routines, just it does it for me. You know.
Gotcha. Do you hit weights at all?
I hit weights, but not heavy weights
Yeah.
because you know you can have all the muscles in the world, but muscles ain't gonna create no speed. And
Mm-hmm.
for me, I believe it's mass plus speed equals a
Yeah.
knockout.
Yeah. I think I seen somewhere on one of your kind of tail of the tapes before that stated that you were 420. Is that accurate?
No, that's not accurate. But
Okay.
it was one of my one of my good friends that was 420, and he was
Oh,
like
gotcha.
his opponent was like 440.
Oh,
Um,
crazy, crazy.
and that was one of the events I put together for Chin Check. So
Gotcha.
that was
Okay.
kind of fun. That was big people was going up against each other, and
Yeah.
I didn't really like the fight because there was two island boys going at it, but I told them, hey, this is the sacrifices we got to make to show people
Yeah.
that you know it's a legitimate
Yeah. Yeah.
sport.
Yeah. So what are you walking around at right now? Do you know?
Right now, it's probably a heavy 380,
Okay. Okay.
385.
Very cool. So your plan just to go in, same kind of weight, no weight cut. You feel comfortable. You said you're always ready. Like you're
Oh,
good to go.
my plan. This is my plan. I'm planning on
Yeah.
taking over the super heavyweight division, and then dropping weight and trying to take out whoever's in the heavyweight, and then I'll retire from then on.
Really? So you think you can make 265?
It's not far off. Like if I put my mind to it, then yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever done such a drastic cut? I mean, that's like 100 pounds. That's
Well,
huge.
yeah, I did. I did
Yeah.
once in my lifetime. I did
Okay.
do 120 pound drop, and
Amazing.
I mean, drinking a lot of water and discipline and seeing what you
Yeah.
eat. Right now, I eat whatever I want. Super
Yeah. Yeah.
heavyweight
Yeah.
status. We eat whatever we want, baby.
For sure. Amazing. That's awesome. Um, so from now until till the end of your contract, do you have any other obligations for the next 5 6 months?
I'm at Famio's disposal. Like whenever if they decide to pop up an event here and there from
Hmm.
here to September, I'm all for it. I have to be ready.
Yeah.
Um,
So what does that mean? Like, are you like promotion, commentating, hype man, like compete,
all
actually
of
compete?
yeah. I was supposed to do a commentary work for them December that fell through. Arnold fell through today. This year it was supposed to be a rematch with me and Gonzalez. Didn't happen. So I'm just ready for whatever
Yeah.
the sport throws at me. I'm ready.
Yeah. So they're still actively trying to put on some events.
They're trying.
They're trying.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. Obviously, I mean, I've seen some of these events even being done at 420 day. A lot of the cannabis stuff in Slap. There seems to be kind of a synergy there. What do you think that brings both of those worlds together? Like, is it the same type of clientele? What do you think that's all about?
It's about the same kind of clientele because
Yeah.
I mean, weed slaps. Come on, guys, weed slaps. Um, Shout out to Game Day, by the way. We're just trying to make it mesh, because
Hmm.
it was always looked down upon. So that's an avenue of athletes that hey, you smoke, you partake in that. There's a world. There's a world that that I have the key to. That you can be welcome with open hands and we can have fun and slap a few people.
Yeah. Do you do you think you've quote unquote made it?
Um, I felt that like that a few times, to be honest. I'm an island boy. I come from nothing, So
Mm.
when I did the undercard for the Jake Paul versus Ben Askren, at Atlanta, Georgia, I felt like I made it. I was
Hmm.
treated like a star. Chauffeurs, limos, you call it like bodyguards for what, you know.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like I made it a few times. But making it is buying your mom a house.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's when I made it right there, baby.
Gotcha. And has that happened or is still work in
Not
progress?
yet, not yet, not yet.
Not
Hold on,
yet.
mama. Hold on, mama. Your sons are working on it. I promise you, mama.
Amazing. Is she still back on the island?
She's in Vegas right now. She's
Okay.
my brother actually lives there right now, so she knows. She'd been to one of them of my slap fights, and it was I never heard my mom swear so much.
Oh, really? That's awesome. Does she watch him post on like online or anything or no?
She's Yeah, she's hype about it. She always tells people,
Cool.
"Oh, that's my son."
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, mom.
You know what, man? I mean, honestly, though, like I think as it kind of gets more mainstream, like like parents will be proud. As
Yeah,
like I just said, as the sport gets legitimized, more money will come. It's just a matter of time. Dana's kind of touted that this is the same place that UFC started. This is the same place that boxing started. And if you look at where the money is on the undercards of even some of these promotions right now, and the fighters that are taking these power slap fights are truly, it's life changing money for them. A lot of them are lucky if they got 400 or 500 bucks in their travel covered, and to come and get even just a 2,000 for showing, 2,000 for winning for these guys is real money.
yeah,
That pays their rent. And the more the sport grows, I think it was a really smart move by them to change it from a pay-per-view to a free live event. Short term to continue to grow the actual sport. Dana's
yeah.
committed to season 2 and season 3, which I think is awesome, so that there's some stability. There's also rumbling that June's going to be the second Power Slap event, so it's nice to see that they're at least planning the future of the sport. I think for a little while, when the first kind of month when the show dropped on TBS, there was still some uncertainty of like, is this main event going to happen? Because they didn't announce anything about the live event until under 14 days before it was going to happen. So nice to see them start to solidify some of those future plans, so that guys such as yourself will know that it's going to be there. And I think if anything, Dana White seems to be taking a lot of flack, which I don't fully understand. But that man's ego is as strong as it comes, and he's going to will things to work. And I think he's a great ambassador to have on board for the sport. And as long as he can do it fairly and cleanly, and keep the athletes safe, great to see guys like yourself wanting to say, "Hey, Dana, send me that contract, man. I want to sign on the dotted line."
Yeah, I'll put on a show every time. I knock anybody out they put in front of me. Swear to God. But
Yeah.
shout out to Dana White, man. Anything he puts his mind to, that man does not lose. Um, a second to what you were saying about people, having a little bit of money in their pocket, their first few fights. I did my first 5 slap fights for free. That's
Really.
that's how that's how long I've been in the sport. So um shout out to all these guys that are coming up now. Blessings to you and your family for putting your head out on the line. And right now is the best time to do it because we got real medical staffs now. We got real stuff happening for the sport that is so good for the sport. We just need some characters in this motherfucker. We need somebody to get up in there and talk shit.
Yeah. I think that's you, man. I think you got the personality to be a superstar.
Hey, I wanted to be sooner, but September can't come around any quicker. And all of the super heavyweights in the sport that think they got it in the sport, come and meet me at the table. We'll flip a coin, and we'll see who wins.
Awesome, man. For people that don't know who you are, where can they follow you?
The Crazy Hawaiian everywhere. DA Crazy Hawaiian. Um, just look me up, say hi on Instagram, follow me on TikTok, whatever social media is out there that has a Crazy Hawaiian. It's trademarked, so come get at me, the Crazy Hawaiian, baby.
Good for you, man. And what about your sponsors? Shout them out.
Shout out to Game Day out in Alanto, California, making my product line, the Crazy Hawaiian product line, coming to you soon at a dispensary near you. And shout out to Derm Dude. Derm Dude gets my beard right and my balls right every time. I'm hoping for both brands to make it on somewhere along the lines of a power slap. So we're trying to get them in there.
So I got to ask you, man, how does he get your balls right? Is he massaging your nutsack?
I mean, really, men's balls stink. You can agree with me. So why not? Women take care of themselves down there. Man needs to start doing that too. You know what I mean? So we got soaps, we got ballgasmic ball wash, we got like happy sack nut love. There's a bunch of stuff that Derm Dude does for you, and your girl. Your girl will thank Derm Dude before you do.
I know nothing about this, but I have to instantly hit you up and get the links for it because I love it, brother.
Derm Dude, baby. Derm Dude.
Awesome, my man. Appreciate you joining me. I hope this is the first of many, and all the very best, dude. Can't wait to see you, get back up there and start slapping people again.
Oh, yeah. I'll be there on March 11th. I'll be eyeing out all the super heavyweights in the crowd, calling you out.
Awesome, my man. I'm going to be there as well.
Oh, yeah.